We're continuing. So I'm continuing where I left off. It actually has been 2 days later. Last time I was working on this pile, I'm gonna call it a pile now because it kind of made me upset. I had replaced the water pump, but then all of a sudden my fan started making a terrible noise, and the belt did too, but I think that had to do with more alignment than anything. So that's what I'm gonna work on tonight. I may skip a lot of the actual wrenching because, I mean, let's face it, you watched me do that on the last video, scraping my knuckles on the radiator and messing with that dang water pump and all this and that. So I think I'm just gonna slap it on, start the car up, hope for the best. I'm gonna pull this fan off because of that god-awful rattle. And I have like 5 different ones to choose from here. Hope one of them will work for me. Well, it's definitely not the fan I would have chose, but neither of them line up with the holes in my pulley. So this will just got to do until, you know, I switch to electric. Yeah, it's smaller than I would have liked. But this is literally the only fan that fits out of the 5 that I had. But, yeah. And I know a lot of you were wondering, and I saw this on the short video that I uploaded a couple days ago. Where is the fan shroud? Well, I'll tell you what. This car never came with one. Or at least it never did when I first owned it. So what I am doing this weekend, being is I have a solid metal fan on there, not a flex fan unit, and it's a lot smaller than I wanted it to be. I'm going to go to my local junkyard on Saturday morning, and I am going to try to find, you know, anywhere from a 60s, 70s Monte Carlo to a, you know, early 60s to late 70s Impala, Biscayne, whatever they got. Try to steal fan shroud from one of them to bolt onto this car for the time being. But for now, I mean, it's gonna work. I just have to drive the car for another couple days. Yeah, that's really dirty. We're gonna ignore that. But like I tried to state in the other video, it's got kind of like it, I don't know, an inner air dam here, and that's just water. You put your hand in here, and you could really feel that fan pulling a lot of air. So there's definitely not going to be a cooling issue, and there never was a cooling issue. So I'm going to let this car warm up, get all the air out of the system, top off the cooling bottle. So I'm sure its block is literally just trying to fill itself back up after I took the water pump off. Was it twice? Yeah, twice, because reason. So I'm gonna let this warm up, let it all aerate itself out. Then I'll go for a drive and see how efficient this other fan is. Yeah, that was a sizable air pocket, and I was dummy and opened up, excuse me, the radiator cap, and I got antifreeze everywhere. So went and got some lukewarm water. I'm gonna at least get all the coolant off of the block and stuff so it doesn't smoke forever. I'm gonna take this rig around town and see how it likes that fan. I'm a little worried about it, but I mean, we'll see. No, I don't have a volt gauge in here quite yet, but that's in the works. Temp is just below 190. I'm idling at like 35 or 40 psi, something like that. I don't know. But we're gonna go for a little bit of a tootle. See if that temp does anything weird. Very nice. It does run a little bit warmer in town, around 190. I'm used to seeing that gauge around 178, 180 this time of year. But you know, running a little warmer isn't a bad thing. I guess I did go from a 16-inch fan to like maybe a 13 or a 14, just because, hey, that's the only one I could find that would fit the bolt pattern of that damn pulley. I could at least I could still drive the car. That's good. Yeah, unfortunately, with all the water spillage, it does look kind of ugly, and that fan really looks ugly too. But it's close enough to the rad. It's pulling good air. Like I stated earlier, it does run 190 in town now, which is whatever. I could live with it. It makes my heater warmer because, well, believe it or not, we are in December and there's no snow on the ground. That's really weird. So I'm going to call that a success. But yeah, all in all, a very successful test drive. Car ran cool. Feels like it's got better throttle response, means it doesn't have to push that big heavy fan around anymore. So it's got that little dinky fan. But yeah, well, eventually I'm gonna do my dual electric fan route with the shroud. So that's all in all a better option. You guys want to see something? Check this out. That's where my car was bleeding for the past couple of days. Actually, most of that's water now after I rinsed the driveway a little bit. All the antifreeze. But it is getting late, so I'm gonna head in the house, have myself a barley pop. I might fire up the old NES, you know, play some Mario Brothers or something. I don't know. You guys have a good night. I'll catch you on the next one.